gonna start briefing y'all about the Fusilier drill, because I'm pretty sure everybody's on TeamSpeak and can hear me.
Yep, I hear you.
Aye.
Okay, so this is actually gonna be some pretty exciting stuff. The Fusilier drill will build off of the skirmish drill that we have already practiced a few times. And once again, it's one of those things that requires a little bit more strategy. It requires a little bit more.
Bless you.
The soldiers need to know each other and trust each other more. And communication, of course, will be absolutely necessary. So that's one of the things that we kind of have to worry about in game, is if we're talking about using in-game chat, or if we're using TeamSpeak chat. If we use TeamSpeak, we need to make sure that everybody's on it, so that everybody can hear us. Getting back to Fusilier drill, the reason it's called Fusilier drill is because it is the drill of the people who guard artillery and guard the wagon trains. The reason that the people that guard the artillery and wagon trains were called Fusiliers is because back when flintlock rifles or flintlock muskets rather, were first starting to infiltrate and permeate into the battlefield, the run-of-the-mill was still your regular matchlock musket or your matchlock arquebus. These new flintlock mechanisms were given to soldiers whose job was to guard gunpowder supplies, medical supplies, and artillery. The idea was that the flintlock was a little bit safer and a little bit more fireproof than the hazardous matchlock. So it just made sense to give the people who had the flintlock muskets, you know, give them the job of guarding the artillery trains and guarding supply wagons and artillery. So that's why artillery guard drill is called Fusilier drill. Of course, the French word for the flintlock musket was the fusil, so anyone who had a fusil became a Fusilier. So now that you know the nomenclature of the Fusilier drill, we're going to first of all get into a line of battle so that I can get us into a skirmish formation. So we're right now in a single rank. Let's make 2 ranks. I know it's going to be short as hell, but let's just do it.
So every other man go up, I guess.
Yeah, tighten us up a bit. Tighten us up a bit. Jesse, back it up just a little. Josie Wales, back it up just a little.
Alright, good shit. Okay, so I'm guessing everybody here has done skirmish drill at least once. If not, you just follow the lead of whoever else is next to you and around you, and you'll pick it up pretty easily. Alright. 6 Louisiana. As skirmishers, extending to the left. Take intervals, march.
Make 5 paces between the guy to your right.
The person
Alright,
on the
I've done
right,
this
the
before,
person on the
so I
right of the
probably need to
formation
be in
stays
the
still.
back.
Okay, rear rank, go and hang on just a second. Alright, fall back in. I'm sorry guys, that's my bad. I should have explained this a little bit better.
The rightmost man is the base. He stays still, everyone else moves off of him.
Yes, if I say extend to the left, that means that the line is extending to the left and the person who's on the right is the guide. And they just post and they just stay still. If I say extend to the right, it's the same but in reverse. And if I say extend from the center, then the center man will be the person that stays still, and people on both flanks will go ahead and move out. When I say
Gotcha.
take intervals march, that's the command of execution. Every person will move so that there are 5 paces in between the files, and there are 5 paces between the ranks, meaning that the rear rank will take 5 paces back and then go ahead and fall in behind the front rank, and the front rank is going to go ahead and extend out so that there are 5 pace intervals between each person. Are there questions? Okay, and just to reiterate, when you're in a skirmish formation, you do not stand up. You go ahead and take a knee, and you go ahead, and if there's cover nearby, you go ahead and take advantage of that cover, so long as it still permits you to remain in somewhat of a formation. Okay, let's try this again. 6th Louisiana. As skirmishers, extend to the left. Take intervals, march.
User disconnected from your channel.
Jesse, you want to head to the left. 5 paces.
The back rank can't actually drop back
I thought he
because
said
rifle stacks and stuff anywhere.
second Louisiana, sorry.
So Judas bot, go ahead left face, and then just walk out. Just continue to go. Keep an eye on Bradley there. Bradley, you're gonna make 5 paces from me.
Front rank, 5 paces to the front, march.
Drunken bagpiper, is this good enough?
Yeah, that looks like a skirmish formation.
Okay, good.
All right, good to go. Let's see here. You 3 on the left. Can you just spread out just a little bit more? You're kind of bunched up right there. And the reason that we spread out like we do is because the way that we use the skirmish formation is to either prepare the situation for an attack, for a main battle line to follow up, or to gain information or recon, or to delay an attack if our main battle line is defending. So we want to take as least casualties as possible, and that means that we don't want to bunch up. Alright, for those of you still standing, when we're in a skirmish formation and we're standing still, we just don't stand, we take a knee. Again, the idea is to minimize casualties. Alright, people in the front rank, you are 1s. People in the rear rank, you are 2s. Alright, so we're going to practice bounding forward and bounding backward, and then I will get you to move forward as a skirmish line. That is the only time when we stand up, and you'll just walk forward at the standard quick time march. Alright, so 1s, take aim, fire. Alright, now what happens is the 2s will come and advance 5 paces in front of the 1s. So you'll run through the battle formation and take your knees 5 paces in front of the 1s. And the 1s, as soon as you fire, you reload. As soon as you are loaded, you will call out verbally to the person in front of you that you are loaded.
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 2s,
Loaded.
while the 1s load, your job is to cover the 1s and make sure that, say there's a charging battle line or there's a line of cavalry on the way, your job is to cover them while they load. So while it is ideal to fire on command from the section commander, if it is necessary, you can go ahead and protect the person who is behind you. 2s, take aim. And as soon as you fire, you go into automatic reload. Take aim, fire. 1s, advance. Looks good. This is a good formation we have here. Once again, you'll let them know when you're loaded.
Loaded. Loaded.
Loaded.
My gun's got bullets.
1s, aim. Fire. 2s, advance.
Remember to stay kneeled.
Josie, loaded.
Loaded.
Alright, now we're going to withdraw, and we're going to bound going backwards. Again, it's just the same exact thing, but in reverse. Alright, front rank, you are now ones. Ones, take aim. Fire. Ones, withdraw.
Don't get shot in the back, boys.
Go, take a knee. Start to reload once you go there and take a knee, and then let the front rank know when you're loaded.
Got 2 stragglers in the front.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
ma-
assumed we were reloading. I didn't hear anything specific on that.
Yeah, you go when you're going in reverse. You go and you move first, and then you reload. It's the same thing, but in reverse.
I'm loaded.
Loaded.
Twos, aim. Fire. Twos, withdraw.
Reloaded.
Loaded.
Ones, aim. Fire. Alright. 6 Louisiana. Into the line of battle. Fall in. Go ahead and assemble to the right.
Does Judas Spot have the TS, by the way?
He does not, and he probably can't hear what's going on. He just asked me what's going on. Yeah. If you can, speak in game, too.
Do you have his,
Okay, I guess from now on I'll be speaking in game.
Yeah, sorry. Only because Judas can't hear you.
Judas can't hear you right now, so he doesn't have a headset, unfortunately. So
Alright, can everybody hear me?
yep.
Yes, sir.
Alright, Jadis, I apologize for the inconvenience. What we were doing is, was bounding forward and backwards in a skirmish formation. This is something that we can use when we're preparing the situation for a main battle line to follow up with an attack. Or if we're trying to delay an attack from the enemy and give the main battle line time to reposition itself. We can also be posted somewhere just as a lookout. Just to watch for enemy activity and then go and report. Okay, so that was actually a really good skirmish formation we had. Keep in mind that when you're in that skirmish formation and everyone's kneeling down, bounding is not the only movement that we can do. We can do wheels, we can move forward at the quick time, we can move forward at the double quick. Everything else is just like a regular battle line. It's just with those intervals.
Sir, permission to speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just have a quick question. Wouldn't we fix bayonets in a skirmish formation?
Actually, no. When you're in the skirmish formation, the main idea is accurate aimed shots. Taking full advantage and full use of the rifled musket and its range potential.
Got it.
It is you know, feasible that you would have to fix your bayonets when you go ahead and get into really close contact, but ideally that's not going to be the case.
Thank you, sir.
The Prussians called this Stoss tactic, and it was developed in response to the revolution in arms technology taking place in Europe at the time. And the French were actually the first to revolutionize the battle tactics for the entire army, and that's actually what they call the Zouave tactics, and that's where we got the Zouaves from. Interesting fact though, only a few American units actually exercised the Zouave drill, the 6th Louisiana being one of those.
So yeah, Paletti, this is your time to do it. You gonna teach us it or what?
Alright, so now that we just covered skirmish drill, I'm going to have you just follow me in just a regular file formation. We're going to go back behind the camp to the wagons. I don't think there's any cannons here yet in the drill camp, although it'd be really nice if there were. But we can do it just as well with the wagons. So follow me at the double quick.
Are you a reenactor, bagpiper?
What was that?
Are you a reenactor? How do you know this?
I am a reenactor. I've been for like, I think 12 years, but I'm also a historian, and history major at the Citadel.
Oh wow, okay, awesome.
So yeah, I do campaigning reenacting, and also as a historian, my focus is the Civil War. I've actually written a couple of really lengthy papers about special topics.
Awesome.
One of which was about California in the Civil War, and the latest one that I came out with was about Civil War blockade runners and how modern historians have kind of lost sight of how important they were.
When
and that one is actually nominated. I was nominated to go speak and present at Texas A&M and present my research there.
I have
That's awesome, dude.
some questions for you once we finish the drill, but I'll wait till we finish.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so I'm going to need 4 soldiers.
Hey,
Hey. I want in. Take me with you.
I want in.
Alright, sweet. So, your job is to protect this wagon train. You're specifically going to be protecting this truck, okay? I'll show you how to do such a thing. And this will apply for cannons just as well, alright? For the rest of you, just watch and observe, and everyone, if you stick around long enough, will get your chance, okay?
There's women in here.
Alright, so, this is gonna sound a lot like the freaking skirmish drill. What I want you to do is I want you to form a box on each corner of this truck here, okay? Just a 4-man box. So each of you take a corner,
Yep.
and go ahead and take a knee.
I don't think we have enough men. I may be wrong.
Nope, 4 is the number that you're going to be using
Oh,
for
never mind. I miscounted. Sorry.
1 truck or 1 gun. So a battery will consist of 16 men, and a Confederate battery, and you know, so on.
I
and so on.
miscounted. I didn't see Jesse, so
All right.
miscounted.
What?
The 4 of you, just do me a favor and get up and take about 5 or 6 steps away from the wagon, just at your corner. So just keep at your corner, but take 5 or 6 steps away. There you go. Perfect. Go ahead and take that knee. So this is the formation that you're going to be working with when you're protecting a truck or when you're protecting a cannon. All right. So your job right now is to scan for threats. The person who sees the threat will call out where the threat is, and then instantly everyone else who is protecting the piece is going to run around the piece and join him to form just a very small 4-man battle line.
Yankees to the south.
So let's just say that towards the camp, towards the freaking north here, let's just say that that is the front, okay? So let's say Paoletti, there's Union cavalry on the left. You will say cavalry on the left. And at that point, everyone else is going to run around the back of the truck and join you, falling into your left, just to make a 4-man line. So give it a try, Paoletti.
Cavalry to the north. Left.
Yeah, and the reason we say left and not north or south or anything like that is because we can turn cannons around. So when the
Roger
cannon
that.
turns around, we turn with the cannon because that's our orientation. So yeah, that's why we say left.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, excellent. So this is the formation that you will use when you actually fire. The person who sees the threat automatically becomes the commander of the line, and he will direct the fire. So let's just say, probably give that cavalry out there a volley.
All right, to the north, at the ready. Take aim. Fire.
Okay, now let's say that threat has been dealt with. They pop smoke, they break contact. You say rally on the piece, and when you say rally on the piece, everyone goes back to their original positions at the double quick. So everybody get loaded and give them rally at the piece.
All right, rally at the piece.
All right, Sergeant Freddy. There's a Union line of infantry at the gun range.
What I say, cavalry to the north.
You say infantry on the right.
Infantry on the right?
Everybody runs around the back of the piece. Yep. And joins him, take a knee, and he becomes the commander of the line. You can go ahead and give him a volley, or you can tell him to fire by file or anything like that. You're in charge.
Independent fire.
Excellent. One more thing to remember is that when you're protecting a cannon, you will not run between the cannon and the limber. The reason for that is when we actually have cannon crews and the cannons actually function in the game and in real life, there's going to be a crew between the cannon and the limber itself, and you don't want to be running through what they're doing, you know, knocking a round out of somebody's hand. So you'll run back behind the limber, not around it. Or, sorry, excuse me, not between the limber and the cannon. You'll run behind it.
I'm sorry, sir. I'll be right back. I gotta get kids in bed. Real life calls.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Okay.
All right. Rally on the piece.
Rally on the piece.
All right, everybody. Looks really good.
User disconnected from your channel.
All right. Who else wants to give it a try?
I'll follow the line.
Oh, I do.
You can take my spot.
Who wants my spot?
We're just talking. If you haven't had a turn and there's a spot open, take it. There's two more people who can have a new one.
Yeah, jump out there, Wesky, Bradley, try it out. Give it a shot.
Fuck, whoa.
We could use one extra person to the.
Whisker,
Yeah?
Whisker, go ahead. Right over here, bud. You hear me?
Did he crash?
He might, or he might not have a mic.
Was he the one that said that he needed to go tuck his kids in and?
That's possible too. I'll just take that back point. That's okay. Unless there's somebody back.
Spot.
Oh, Jesse's back there. No, we're okay now. We got. Oh wait. Yeah, no, we're good.
I can take the spot if you want.
Alright,
Or
Jesse,
probably
go
let
ahead
you
and
can
take
have
a
it.
knee and
off the wagon,
cover your
guys.
sector,
Just
please.
put your back against it and then just walk out a good bit and then take a knee. That's how I was measuring it out.
Yep, that's how you do it. All right. Hey, Bradley.
Yeah.
There's a line of Union skirmishers coming out through that corner.
All right, we've got infantry on the left side.
Everybody join Bradley. All right, you command the fire.
All right, let's fire at will.
Gotcha. Mind if I observe?
Oh, absolutely. They're doing some fusilier.
All right, they're breaking contact.
Nice to finally meet you, my man.
Oh, great. Nice to meet you as well. I only briefly met you.
Good job, boys.
Yeah. Were you guys in
When
with
the threat has been mitigated, you go ahead and say rally on the piece.
All right, rally on the piece, boys.
Were you guys with us tonight? Were you playing during the events?
Oh, no,
Trump?
I should have said how one. I just this had prior obligations with another group.
Oh, it's okay.
Hey, I have a question.
So I was hopping on, see what
Yes.
you guys are up to.
Ghost, you
Yeah,
should
but
back
some
up
of
a
the
little
you
bit.
guys might be hopping on just to say hi.
That's cool. Right on.
What was that?
So what drill is this?
Who's speaking
This
currently?
is a piece. I'm Jesse Bradley. I'm the behind it. I'm next to the other Bradley.
Sure,
What side of the
you're
piece would I be on?
Bradley
Yeah, so that's mine
next
to do,
to. Oh,
actually,
you're Jesse?
When we march out
Or
now,
you're just
we're
Bradley?
practicing our
Je-
cavalry
Jesse.
commands.
You would be the
So
behind
quick
right,
time,
and
double
Bradley
and,
would be
charge or
just
sprint. We actually
behind
do,
the left, I guess.
Yeah, it would be rear right and rear left.
We're okay.
Right
There
on.
we go. That's
There you go.
smart.
Yeah, I
We're
used to be before I created my own
Nice.
company and got promoted to captain, so I could.
Okay.
Passenger side, driver side.
Yeah,
Would you like to give me a call?
There's Union Cavalry
They
permeating through
doing,
the camp.
Freddie, man?
What's up, Freddie?
I'm basically his backup
Take it away.
man. I put a bullet in the back of the
Too much
tank
talking.
this
What's
time.
that?
That time is his face.
There's cavalry
Yeah,
on the
he
left.
just got demoted.
See? Yeah, no, backup man.
Oh, good old,
Because I got
good
the
old
back
emotions.
all the way back to private, am I right?
Nah, recruit.
Ooh.
That was for Josie?
Maybe put him down to civilian?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know.
on the left,
Uh,
on the campsite, on the north side.
Hey,
Right,
Freddie,
sorry.
can I be promoted
Yeah.
to private?
Enemy on the left.
No.
Enemy on the left.
Alright, I'm gonna hop back in and watch this.
Ghost, remember to go behind the artillery piece.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
copy.
I was about to say that. Yeah, you go behind the artillery piece, and remember to go
Buddy,
behind the
get
limber
back
as
in
well.
line.
Other than that, we look
Come on,
good.
guys, let's get back in line.
Fire my command. Take aim.
Aim.
Fire.
Okay, rally on the piece, and I'll give you the final part to remember about Fusilier drill.
Do I go back behind it as well?
Bloody move,
Yep.
you ass.
Always behind. Yep.
You ass, you move. Backup man, you messed up in jail.
Okay, so because we have 4 men protecting this truck,
Backup man.
we can make this
Fucking
into a
backup.
skirmish section. Just a 4-man skirmish section.
Freddie, quit
Oh.
being a cunt.
Say that we encounter infantry to the front, and the cannon crew is fresh out of canister, and they need cover as they go ahead and make a withdrawal. The Fusiliers can go ahead and make a skirmish section in front of the cannon. So the command for that would be as skirmishers advance. And that would just, you'd move in almost the same formation you're in right now. Just everybody would get up and walk to the front of the cannon and take a knee and just begin skirmishing. So, as skirmishers advance. Private Jesse, you'd still be behind Josie Wales because we're still in the skirmish formation. There you go. Perfect. Alright, and from here we can bound forward and backward and do everything that we do in skirmish drill. That's why Fusilier drill kind of builds off of the skirmish drill. So from this formation we can go ahead and bound forward, bound back, go out and fight however far we need to go ahead. And when we are done, the command to fall back in onto the truck is still rally on the piece. And at that, everybody just sprints back to the cannon and take their original positions. So, rally on the piece.
Excuse me, Corporal.
Yes.
May I offer some suggestion? I'm actually the captain of a skirmishing company, so may I give a suggestion?
Absolutely.
Could you bring them back to that skirmish line right there? Staggered line?
Sure. As skirmishers advance.
Now, I would suggest, just off of a suggestion here, is maybe give them just a few more man spacing. typically when they're close and knit, it's still kind of one volley can kind of wipe them all out. As for if they're a bit more spaced out, it's harder to pick them off in like just one kind of volley, and it just kind of makes the enemy have harder times kind of sending off shots at you guys. So maybe if like they took like maybe 2 or 1 to 2 more man spacing in between each other, that would really allow for kind of more opening with the men, giving you just more of a range of sight on the field and just more shots being able to get sent off in different directions.
Right. Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah. The standard distance, the standard interval for a skirmish formation would be 5 paces. So that's somewhere from around 15 to 30 feet.
Yeah, that's looking a bit better. Yeah, there we go. Oh, Sergeant Ghost, step a bit more back to where you were. Yeah, there you go.
Is that good, boss?
And then as for private, yes, stop right there. Yeah, that looks more very skirmisher. So, just my 2 cents. Sorry to interrupt.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for doing that. Alright, so you guys actually went ahead and learned that really well, really quickly. So, if there are any more questions or if there's anything else you'd like to work on, you know, I'll be here.
Do you work with firing drills?
Yes. Are you talking about firing drills in a skirmish formation or firing drills in a regular battle line?
Regular battle line.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's see here. 6th Louisiana, fall in.
DB, this is Josie. I've got to call it a night.
All right, my man. Thanks for hopping in, bud.
Yeah, appreciate it. That was great. Good night, gentlemen.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Night.
Not to grind on you or anything like that, but I just feel like our volleys are just kind of like not to like, you know, top notch where they could be. I feel like that a lot of people are taking that extra second to take that aim and make the volley more into like a, well, a volley should be more of like a wall of bullets rather than kind of like staggered fire almost. I feel like too many people are really taking that extra second to aim when there should be just firing off of that
User
fire
disconnected
command.
from your channel.
Right. The main tactic of the day really wasn't aimed shots. It seems counterintuitive with the invention of the rifled musket, but the reality of it is that most soldiers weren't trained to use the adjustable sights on their muskets, and so in practice, most battlefield casualties actually happened within smoothbore range, because of the curved trajectory of the rifled musket. And so the most effective tactic was still masked volley fire rather than completely accurate aim shots, because, like I said, again, they really weren't trained, very many of them, in the use of their adjustable sights. And that's where one of the misconceptions about Civil War infantry tactics comes from. A lot of people think that the tactics were obsolete given the new technology that the armies were fighting with. The reality of the situation was that the training manuals that the armies had access to really didn't make provisions for the new technology, and therefore the tactics that they were using were not obsolete. In fact, they were the most effective tactics that could have been utilized at that time. Okay, so let's fix this. Let's dress this battle line just a little bit. Make it into 2 ranks. Just dress it up.
I've got a question. It's kind of off topic, but today's my first day playing. So
Yeah, go ahead.
I have my bayonet fixed. I don't know how to thrust with it. I haven't been able to figure that out.
Right.
And then
you will press V in order to go to your bayonet, your charge bayonet position. And once you're at V, then you can go ahead and left click, and that will thrust your bayonet for you.
Yep, V for victory, baby.
Hell yeah. Okay, so firing drills. So I went over this briefly last week, but again, it was very brief. The firing drills are not universal in the appropriate use, the appropriate situation for their use. It's not like you have
User entered
multiple
your channel.
options of what firing drills you just would like to use at a certain time, and you just decide to use it. There are certain situations which call for a certain firing drill, and the officers in the war realized this really quickly, and so they devoted their study to the manuals and figuring out exactly what firing drills to use to do the most killing, and by the second year of the war, they were very proficient at it.
What's up?
So, let's just go over
We're in drill, bud.
firing by company or firing by battalion, or in other words, when both lines fire at the same time and every musket in the battle line is emptied in a matter of seconds. The best time to use fire by file, fire by company or battalion would be on the attack, right before you're going to charge bayonets, because the idea is mass volley fire, as many casualties as you can get, and the shock factor of having a wall of bullets come into enemy line, followed very shortly by the bayonet. Most of the time, a volley, a well-placed volley and a well-timed volley will force an enemy from a position even without going in with the bayonet. In fact, only less than 1% of casualties during the Civil War were caused by edged weapons. This was because the officers knew exactly when to release a volley and when exactly to charge, and the effect on the morale was devastating. The enemy would just evacuate and leave that position rather than face a bayonet charge.
Permission to speak?
This is what I was kind of talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't tell Trump that, because Trump loves to charge.
We all love to charge, and I personally like the melee system in this game. I think it's really cool, the sounds when you stab somebody.
Hey, Corporal, this is what I was talking about with the volley thing earlier.
Right. I don't, it's really, you really can't recreate the battles, People are always a lot more brave in video games than they are, so there's going to be a lot more melee in this, even with the well-timed volleys.
He's also from Mississippi, so
people are, they're not actually risking their lives. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more melee in the game than there would be in real life, but I mean, it's all fun. And and seriously, guys, if I'm starting to take the game too seriously, call me on it. All right?
No, I love it. You're great, man.
All right. So, again, fire by company, fire by battalion is the best for when you're about to charge or you're trying to produce the most casualties as quickly as possible. On the defense, however, it is beneficial to make the enemy think that your entire battle line has emptied their muskets. This is where firing by rank comes in. If the front line of muskets, the front rank, fires all their muskets, to an enemy battle line facing you across the battlefield, it looks like your entire battle line is fired. Hopefully, and this is the theory behind the drill, your enemy will take the opportunity to try and rush you with the bayonet before you can reload. This is why then the front rank will go ahead and take a knee, and the rear rank will go ahead and fire. It's a surprise to the enemy. They're already in a somewhat broken up formation, charging across the battlefield, and then they just receive a volley that they didn't expect. The adrenaline's pumping. It takes them a second to realize what's going on, and it just gives you an advantage. In addition to that, and this doesn't translate into the game very well, but when the front rank has their bayonets fixed and they're taking a knee, their rifle butts will actually be planted in the dirt, so that anyone running up to the battle line will face basically a fence of bayonets that are in the dirt and cannot be moved. And the rear line, of course, will have their bayonets basically in between the heads and shoulders of the persons in the front rank, and the sergeants and officers in the rear will be protecting them. Sort of kind of phalanx formation. So that's why we fire by rank on the defense, especially when we're about to be charged. Any questions so far?
We just get to shoot.
Yeah, let's give fire by rank a shot. All right.
Like the,
Is everybody loaded up?
You like
Yes,
to
sir.
rearrange
Yes,
to
sir.
step to the right a bit so we could shoot through the, I guess the kind of the window they produce.
Yeah, it's called find your window. Actually, is the command I believe, or find your gap.
Yes, and that's mostly when the line is firing by a company or by a battalion. When all the muskets have to fire at the same time, you'll kind of offset
Please,
to the
don't
person's
crash on
right
me
or left
again.
a little bit to find your window. It's not really a problem when you're talking about firing by rank, however. Okay, everybody's loaded up.
Where's everybody at?
Drill camp, bud. Remember drill.
Yeah, but where in drill camp?
By the wagons.
Yep, by the wagons.
In the rear. If you know where the flags are, they're all the way behind them.
So.
Company.
I think he's coming.
Fire by rank.
Sorry, my game crashed. I'm on the way too.
Front rank, make ready.
Ready.
Ready?
Aim.
Aim.
Game.
Fire. Front rank, kneel. Rear rank, make ready. Take aim. Fire. Front rank, rise. Take aim.
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 Fire. Front rank, kneel. Rear rank,
Sorry,
aim.
sir, I'm here.
Fire.
As soon as you hear that first F, start shooting, boys.
Yeah, on the and fire.
Front rank, rise. Alright, so that's fire by rank. Everybody know what's going on?
Yep.
Copy.
Alright, sweet. So, again, fire by rank is the best for on the defense. When you're trying to do a feint, however, does everyone know what a feint is? Do I need to explain this?
Yes, you do.
Alright, I'll just explain it. Say you have two lines moving up simultaneously, side by side, right?
Continue.
Alright, so you'll have two battle lines moving side by side, up on an enemy position. One line will stop and cover the other while the other advances, and that's called a feint. So the best firing the line that is doing the covering can do is to maintain as constant a rate of fire as possible. That's just to maintain the pressure. It's really not designed to produce mass casualties, but it is designed to occupy the enemy's attention while the other line moves forward, if that makes sense. So that's why we do fire by file, especially in a feint, or any other situation in which you're trying to occupy the enemy's attention, draw it away from the person who's trying to go ahead or either make a flanking movement or go ahead move up on their front. So, to reiterate, fire by files is always done from the left to the right. A lot of people will say fire by files, I'm sorry, excuse me, it's always done from the right to the left. a lot of people will always say fire by files from the right. There's no such command as that. It's always fire by file, alright?
You mean from the left?
Yeah, it's always done from the right, excuse me. I was thinking my left.
You don't need to say fire by file from the right, you just say fire by file, everybody knows it's going from the right.
Yes, exactly. And so,
different companies in
when
this
I
game seem
say
to have different commands for fire by file.
everybody will just go ahead and go to at the ready at that point. And then the command of execution would be commence firing. And then from the right, it just goes boom, 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 boom,
boom,
boom.
Boom.
There's a cadence to how
Oh, we're doing
the
ripple
shots
fire.
are spaced, but the person in the front and the rear rank both fire at the same time, ideally. And then it just keeps on going. And do not fire until the person from the right of you is fired. Questions so far?
No, sir.
Is it the general rule with fire by
When do
file?
you start
As soon
aiming?
as the musket butt?
Aiming immediately.
Yeah, but the
So
general
the
rule is
last guy in
once
line
their
will be holding
butt
his
of their
rifle up
musket
for an
hits the
hour if we
ground,
do it
you
that way.
Okay, so the general rule with fire by file is
After
if you see
everyone
the guys.
goes ahead and the whole line has fired, everybody just goes back into an automatic independent fire. And
Well,
the
would you
idea is that by the time, when we have a line long enough, by the time the end of the line has fired their muskets, the people at the beginning of the line have already loaded their fire.
You're all in sync anyway. Exactly.
Hey, Corporal, would you want my
So by
man
that
to do a
point, it's
demonstration?
going to be a file fire exactly how it was before anyway, so. Yep.
Yes, and if it goes on long enough, then it'll start to be more sporadic because people are going to want to, aim
Right.
stuff, and that's fine. The idea, however, the main point of fire by fire is just to maintain a constant rate of fire instead of having independent fire where you may have it sounds like popcorn and you may have sporadic firing. You want constant fire in fire by file. So let's give it a shot.
Permission to speak.
Yeah, go ahead.
A general rule with the fire by files, isn't it like as soon as you see the guy's butt of the rifle hit the ground that you fire then?
I've actually not heard of that, but that does sound like it could work. That now that I'm thinking about it, depending on which group I've been with in reenacting, they all kind of do it a little bit differently. And even in the manuals, if you look at Casey's manual versus Hardy's manual versus Gilliam's manual, they're all a little bit different. So there's no really correct way to do it, or sorry, should I say, there's no really correct way to do it. There's a bunch of incorrect ways to do it, like we've been doing. But there's really no absolutely perfect way to do it. So as long as it's done from a cadence and it remains fairly constant, that should be good enough.
Excuse me, Corporal?
Yes.
Would you like my men to form like a little line and demonstrate for them?
Sure. Or if they want to, join us, and that's cool too. If you want to guys fall in.
You can
Yeah, Captain Murray, if you
hop
want
in,
to,
guys.
Just have the first mass just hop in with us.
I will be observing. On
I
this
don't know.
one,
Was
boys.
this like an invite-only
They
thing?
didn't.
I just
Oh.
jumped in, man. I
No,
invited
no,
myself.
anybody. This is 6th Louisiana Drill, but anybody's welcome.
Okay.
Yeah,
I figured
Absolutely.
all the
If,
second.
anybody who wants to learn, I'm happy to teach you.
There's plenty of room in the 6 Tigers for you, too.
11th Mississippi.
All right. Company. Fire by files.
Just make ready.
Commence firing.
Wait a minute. Wait, from which direction to which
Hey,
direction?
Right,
Always
always
right.
Always
Right.
Always from the
Always
right.
right.
So me first?
I misfired. Go ahead, shoot.
You could have said bang.
Boom.
Gas still playing?
We're drilling still, bud.
Load and
Ah,
hold.
sweet.
Load and hold.
Hold. Cease fire on the firing line.
Isn't it both fire at once? Or the two pairs should go right at the same time?
Yes, and it's the file. The person in the front and the rear. That's the file. That's why we call it fire by file.
Okay, so if if we know that the fire's coming from the right, should we have somebody call like fire for like the two, so like each time they say fire, they'll both fire at the same time, so we can go down the line faster?
Yeah, if you want to
Instead of,
relay
like, second
commands,
guessing.
that's fine. Just as long as it's, you know, it can make a situation where there is confusion, but in a situation like this where, you know, we're the only ones here and there's not a whole bunch of commands going all over the place, yeah, it's perfectly fine.
All right. So which rank would you like to shout the command, front or back?
It would be the front.
All right.
All right, everybody loaded up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's give this another try. Let's try and make it a little bit more.
Shoulder,
uniform.
guys. Shoulder arms. Shoulder
a
arms.
little bit more to a cadence. All right.
Hey, Wester, you up?
Yeah, so from my side, right?
Ready.
Yeah, I'm here. So from my side, right?
Always from the right. Always from the right.
On your mark, sir.
All right. Company, fire by files.
Make ready.
Make ready.
Like, ready?
Wesker, you up?
Yeah.
You go to make ready when I say fire by files.
Are you actually moving or are you frozen?
I'm moving. What do you want me to do? I aimed my gun and then you
can't
said
see
don't
you.
do it.
We can't see you moving.
Okay.
You just look like you're looking moving still.
All right.
All right. Moving still. Fire by files.
At the ready.
Commence
At
fire.
ready.
A little bit better.
Hey, Corporal, do
Loading
you mind
hold.
if my first lieutenant was wondering
Hold,
if you could
boys,
do the
hold.
next fire by file volley?
Yeah, no problem. Let's do it.
All right, Park, step up.
I'm confused.
All right, boys, shoulder arms, shoulder arms. Detail ready. Fire by file from the right. Take aim. Fire.
Bang.
Sorry, David.
Reload on fire,
Jeez.
boys.
That was an accident.
Owie!
I swear.
Freddie, here.
Hey, front rank, fire.
Jeez.
Call out when you fire.
Oh,
All right.
come on, that was an accident.
So that guy behind you can also
Like,
shoot
Yeah, but
when
how do
you
you
shoot.
man?
I was dazed.
Shift
I
this
was
right a
in
little
front
bit
of
to the right. Get that sweet spot, man.
I'm sorry. I'm
Shoulder
talking
arms,
to the
boys,
lady
shoulder
outside,
arms.
Shoulder arms.
It's all good, Freddy.
and I'm tired, so that doesn't also help.
Park, do you have any pointers?
That was very good, boys. Very good. Would you like to try again?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, please.
All right. Detail ready.
You got that guy down in the
Ready.
firing range.
Fire by file from the right. Take aim.
Aim.
Fire. Reload.
Good job, boys.
That
Very
was
good.
beautiful.
Nice.
Now, Corporal,
And just
if
a
I may-
heads up too, guys, when you're doing this ripple fire, it's automatic reload. Automatically you reload.
Alright, can I
Roger,
say one
roger.
thing, Jorgen?
What was that?
Can I say one just kind of cool, fun tip about this drill?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
So one thing is, this is very good for like that feint thing you were saying about moving up and covering the other line. But I've also found this is very effective. Have you gentlemen all played on Burnside Bridge?
Of course, yeah.
So
Absolutely.
on maps similar to this, a very good thing you can use is, especially when you don't have a set line in front of you, but you have skirmishers or sharpshooters out in the kind of on a hillside or kind of at a distance in front of you, is actually very nice to utilize to kind of sweep the hillside. Just do this a few times, and not only does it keep the skirmishers under constant pressure, because it's not just they're ready for one volley, the volley goes off, then they go back shooting. This is a consistent, just they're getting pelted with bullets, they're nervous, It's happened to me before when I'm with my skirmishers. We start to get kind of worried. We're getting pelted with bullets, and it's just this non-stop, consistent fire where they're suppressed, and then that can allow, say, another company to charge, or it can just allow you to ripple fire one more time, and once they stop ripple firing, every person that fires just charges over.
Yeah, and like I was saying, this is the most effective firing drill for when you're trying to cover another line, when you're trying to draw attention to yourself, or just keep the enemy suppressed and their heads down.
Now, Drunken, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Would you want my boys to just kind of run off over there and see if you guys can like carry out a good volley on us? See if you can hit all of
See
us
if it
with
makes
well
any
taken
hits.
fire.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to ask if we could do some like target practice.
There you
send
go.
a couple of guys down range.
Don't worry, we'll be shooting back though. Don't you worry.
Well,
That's
I mean,
Like I said, you can join you, fella.
we might just go ahead and go into a skirm server.
Alright. Well, if you want, my boys can head down there. We can hop on a skirmish, or we can just head right down that way and start shooting at you guys.
Yeah, let's just do that for right now.
Alright.
I lend you permission to join them.
Company on me, loose formation.
Nah, you guys, if you're second corps, just stay here just because I want Drunken teaching you exactly how to do this.
Company, canter on me.
Sorry, bud.
Was it just 3 of them?
I think so.
My company. I'm taking my company down there.
All right.
It's kind of like Don Quixote.
Company.
You guys like to angle out right more so we can kind of
Yes.
be as condensed.
Without doubling. Right face. At the quick time, forward march. Company.
Quick time, quick time.
They're walking in there, boys.
You're running.
Hold it up, guys. Get back
Company
here.
halt.
What are you doing?
Forming up on the general.
Ugh.
Falling, come on, quickly.
All right.
At the double.
And once we
Falling.
fall in, let's move forward a few paces then.
My rifle on my shoulder.
Alright, we're gonna stop right next to this bush here.
Through the firing line to kill that Yankee soldier.
Alright, they're right in front of us. Alright, halt. Dress it up, dress it up, dress it up. A double quick.
I'd be dead.
Company. Fire by 5.
At the ready.
Commence firing. Fire up.
Automatic reloads, continual fire.
Ready, hold your shot because it's from the right.
I'm dead.
Keep that fire up, boys. We'll take out them Massachusetts boys.
That was good.
Give them a good old-fashioned volley.
Let's give it one more staggered fire and then we'll fire by volley and then charge. Load and hold, load and hold.
Hold.
Right oblique.
At the right oblique, aim.
Aim?
Aim.
Fire.
Somebody hit
Did
me.
I hit you?
Load.
Somebody hit me.
Again, I'm sorry. I
Ready.
didn't think I would hit you,
Ordered
Jesse.
around.
Alright.
Take a time for anything something like this.
Alright,
Pretty
you
good
guys
cause.
think you're proficient enough in skirmish drill so that we can get into a skirmish formation under fire?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Alright, 6
Open
LA.
it from the center.
As skirmishers, extend from the center, take intervals, mark.
We're close to me, Swag.
Alright, ones at the left oblique, aim. Fire. Twos, advance.
Reloaded.
That was a good shot, and whoever shot me.
Twos, aim. Fire. Ones, advance.
Alright, reloaded.
Loaded.
Loaded. Ones, aim.
Aim?
Aim.
Fire. Twos, advance.
Reloaded.
Loaded.
Twos, aim. Fire.
Reloaded.
Ones, advance.
Alright, reloaded.
Loaded.
Loaded. Ones, aim. Fire. Twos, advance.
Loaded.
Twos, aim.
Loaded.
Fire. Charge bayonets. Charge in.
Charge, charge. Cut your reloads, charge.
Oh, the Union
Bounce,
boys.
Buddy, this is not the best time to do that.
Yeah, the Civil War went.
Hold, boys, hold.
Cavalry, hold. Cavalry, hold.
Alright. 6 LA, that was actually a very good skirmish drill that we just did. Hopefully, the next event we can actually go ahead and showcase that.
Yeah.
You know, we need to get enough people go ahead and, that, you know how to do that. Keep on practicing it. Like I said,
First
skirmish drill
minute.
requires everybody to trust
To
each
my
other
right.
a little bit and know each other. But overall, that was very good.
Order arms.
That will conclude training for tonight, fellas. If you have questions or just want to talk to me for a little bit, I got a few minutes before I'm gonna walk out.
All right, sounds good. Hey, Drunken, thanks, my man. You do such a great job. Wow, that was really awesome. Great job, brother.
Before you boys leave, would you mind if my company gives you an honorary 21 gun salute?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Alright, you ready, boys? Be loaded, check your weapons.
Sir.
Alright. Company, make ready.
Need to reload, sir.
Oh, fuck. Gotta be better about these. Come on, boy. You know how to reload that musket. I know you're using Sharps rifles before. Do you not remember your basics?
Yes, sir.
Alright, make it ready, numbnuts. Alright, boys, this is for the second Corps. Company. High and proud, boys. Take aim. Aim up, boys. Aim up. Fire! Alright, boys. Do not reload. Salute. Salute our fine hosts here. Salute them, boys.
6 Louisiana, salute. F5.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Captain Murray.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you so much, General.
Thanks, guys.
All right, not a problem. Hey, thank you guys. You guys did a great job. Thanks, guys. It's good playing with you guys during the events as well.
Of course,
You guys
bloody.
look sharp. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Does anybody want a picture?
Sure, okay, that's cool. Let's get who wants to take the picture.
I'll take the picture. You guys can stand in it.
There you go. Okay.
If you guys,
Hi, lady, how would
whoever
you
wants
like-
to be in the picture, quickly warm up. Okay, one file would be better so I could get a picture of all of you.
Look, I look sweet. Don't I look sweet?
Kneel. Start kneeling. Okay. Someone get behind him. And then you, oh, you are perfect, D10. Okay. And Wise.
All right, everybody, F5, go ahead and give that salute.
I have bad news.
What?
My F12 is not working, so
Oh,
someone
you're...
else has to do it. No, I'm not going to be involved. Someone else has to do it.
Alright, somebody fall in line. Somebody else do it.
Sorry, I don't know what the fuck happened. I was taking
Jester, you want it?
Yes, sir, I am. Alright,
There you
everybody
go.
say cheese.
Cheese.
Cheese. Alright, give me one where you're all aiming at me.
There you go.
I want to be scared. Come on. That rebel cry.
Give me a second, I want to put my bayonet. It'll be better that way.
Equip it, and that somebody's not. Is that Freddy again?
Well, now there's someone isn't.
Of course it's Freddy.
It was me, but I equipped it.
Corporal
so it's
Dalton,
okay.
if you could please aim at me.
We're reenacting how long it would actually take to take a picture.
Yeah, apparently.
So try divide that by about 1,000.
Oh God. Okay. Whoever just stood up there. All right, give me 1 sec. Okay, Dalton, you're aiming at them again. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey.
Cheese.
Cheese. Stab.
Stabby stab.
Stabby.
Alright, you did get that picture, right?
Here, try it again one more time. I don't know what happened, but something happened.
Alright, fall back in. One more try. Good lord.
There ain't no
Sorry,
woman
okay?
here. We don't have to take a picture 1,000 times.
Alright, everybody
Chief,
take
you want
aim.
to take the front rank?
Aim.
Front rank kneels, rear rank stance.
Say cheese.
Stab.
Take the fucking picture.
How about one firing over your head too?
There you go. Now, company, fire at me.
Oh my God, no one shot you.
There was one hit.
Alright, well, Jen, I must be going. It's getting pretty late where I am, and I got stuff
Alright.
to do tomorrow.
Sounds good. Hey, thanks for hopping in, Mike, man. Appreciate it.
Of course, keep in touch. Maybe we can do an event, a company versus company, something like that.
That sounds like
That
a
would be
plan. That sounds good,
fantastic.
brother. That sounds good. I can definitely make that happen. And I'll keep you up to date on all the events and whatnot, Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. So.
Of course, our company's standard event day is Sundays, so.
That's
Ooh,
beautiful.
perfect.
That's my day too. That's my biggest day. It's
Yeah,
my
something
only
other than
day
the
off.
51st.
Oh,
So-
true.
And the day we get to take on the 51st. Yeah, absolutely.
True.
My
Well,
face hurts right now.
you have a great day, sir.
You as well. Thank you.
Alright. Alright, boys, I'm gonna head out.
Lady,
but
do you
I'll-
have like an email I can send you to?
Alright, guys,
I'm sorry. What's that, Jesse?
which one of you said that
Do
you
you have
wanted
a
to
I can send the pictures to?
Yeah, absolutely. Please do. Please send me that.
What'd you say, Piper?
For me.
one of you
sorry?
guys said that you wanted
Can you
to
send one to
someone
me?
talk
I
to
don't
you
have your
after
email.
the training.
Oh yeah, that was me. I just wanted to talk to you real quick.
Yeah. What's up?
Where is?
Stephanie.
Can I Steam you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm about to get off the game, guys.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
I'm hopping off too. All right, everybody, great job for events today and during the drill. Great job, everybody.
That took a lot of patience.
And Drunken Bagpiper, amazing job with the drills as always, my man.
User joined your channel.
I'll be right back.
Great job, guys.
Going AFK
Good
for
job.
a second.
You passed. Oh,
User disconnected from your channel.
nothing. I didn't mean to say that out loud.
Trump, you still there?
Yep.
Piper said that less than 1% of casualties were from charges, and I was like, don't tell Trump that, because he loves a good charge.
Who said that? Piper?
During the drill.
I'll order a charge whenever I see folks. There can be one guy sitting there. I'll order it.
That's what I told
If
him.
he thinks he can charge, he's gonna charge.
User disconnected from your channel.
To be fair, I'm
Well,
gonna be.
I mean, look at how good of our melee combat is now in game.
You know
can
something
thank me
else
for that.
I wanted to say for tonight? I think this is one of my best nights of killing people, because when you're Union, you just don't give a fuck. Just run right in there and just... It's terrible.
Well, it's bitter honesty.
Right.
I really think, though, if the game was like it used to be, like in August when me, you, and Freddie started playing with the Skirmish Open,
Yeah.
Yep.
this entire game and all these people would have a different outlook on what they're playing now.
Right.
Yeah,
Wesker-
I think the
Wesker
50
got
first
the
would have
game
been
the other
harder.
day, and,
Yeah.
I'm back.
you know, he
I've only
doesn't.
had it for like 3 days.
Yeah, you've never experienced when the Confederates actually used to be able to maneuver.
Oh, when it was an even game. Yeah. Oh, all these poor new guys. Don't you feel
What do
so
you mean
bad for them?
maneuver?
Well, when you see us play Confederate next week, you're going to have a different outlook on this group, probably.
Okay.
And that might be a bad thing, it might be a good
Boy,
thing.
I hope the team speak, because I was the one that made the comment last night. It was yeah, wine and cheese factory on top of chaos.
Yeah. During events and such like that, though, when we have to be serious when we're playing Confederate, because Confederate isn't fun to play anymore, in honesty. Everybody has to take their time. We've got to be completely focused on the game. It's not something that we can goof around.